Hi, so today I want to do another foundation review. As you can see, my skin's still not clearing up. Just as I thought that my forehead's was clearing up, and these happened. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe was because I wore a hat the other day, and it was like literally just like moving up and down right here. So maybe that's why I got breakouts on my forehead, but my forehead was actually clearing up. And my chin, it just keeps breaking out like around these two areas. Like this area is kind of clear now, but like these two areas just keep getting, keep getting little like breakouts like right next to the blemishes. So the weather is cooler now, and foundation wise, I would probably start, I will start using more hydrating products for my skin, because I have combination and oily T-zone, but my skin tend to be sensitive and dry and patchy in certain areas in the fall and winter time due to the wind and the coldness. So I want to do a foundation review on the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Foundation 12-hour foundation with SPF 15. This comes in a glass bottle and a bamboo bottle cap, and this has 30 milliliter 1 fluid ounce of product, which is pretty standard for foundation. The packaging wise looks pretty nice on the vanity. It's not super big. It is kind of heavy because it's glass. It has quite a bit of thick amount of glass over here in this area. Other than that, it's pretty nice, and it comes with a pump, which is really good and sanitizing. Texture wise, this is sort of like a liquid, like a creamy liquid foundation. It's not super liquidy. It actually has some density in it compared to other liquid foundations. It's not very runny. It definitely, like, you can definitely feel there's certain, like, some density to this liquid foundation. So it's almost kind of like a liquid slash cream foundation, I would say. And I'm in the shade light. There are a whole range of foundation shades with Tarte foundations and concealers. I got this along with this huge like set, like a overall like a whole set from Tarte maybe 2-3 months ago when they had a sale. I think one of those like 30% off sale or something. And so it comes in this, like, everything was like, I think everything was like full size or something in that kit. But anyways, it doesn't come with the that kit didn't come with a brush, and I think they have a brush that's sold separately on Tarte website, which is really good for this foundation. It's kind of like a buffing kind of foundation brush. It's sort of like a big rounded, remind me of those like Sigmax brush. So I'm actually going to use one of the Sigmax face brush with this foundation, since I don't have the other the Tarte foundation brush. But I think there's a better deal if you get it on QVC. On QVC, I think you can get the price of like just the foundation, but it will come with the foundation brush, or the concealer will also come with a concealer brush, which I think is better value. So if I finish using this one, I might just purchase from QVC, because that will come with the brush, and the brush itself is like $28 or $30, something like that. The foundation, this foundation, I believe retails about, God, I don't remember. Let me just pump it. So that's just one pump, and as you can see, this is the color light, and it does kind of runs a little bit, but in a kind of slow pace, you know, so it's sort of like a more dense liquid foundation, and the color is a bit tanner. I noticed that a lot of their foundations and their concealers that I've swatched are all kind of like more towards a warmer side, more yellow based. So I think there's a light medium on QVC that I saw, but I think that might be even darker. But this is light and it still looks quite tannish on me. But I think the shade up from this one is probably fair. Maybe that one's too pale for me. But anyways, so this is just one pump, and I'm going to dab a bit of that on the brush, and I'm going to dab this onto my face. Since my skin's kind of sensitive right now, I don't really want to like buff it too much, you know, like rub the skin too much to create like more breakage and you know, like frictions. So this foundation, I would say, is a somewhere around medium coverage. If you want a lighter coverage, you don't have so much imperfections like me, then you can use like beauty blender that's saturated with some water for lighter coverage, or you can use like a dual fiber brush, which will give you like lighter coverage, and you can just use like maybe half pump or one pump, but like buffing the color. But by dabbing on the product will actually give a more dense coverage. And so this is just one layer, and as you can see, it didn't really cover up the stubborn red spots, this acting scars, the stubborn pimples, and the redness around my nose. It's still there, and you can see some of the freckles are still peeking through. It does give me a little bit of warmth, like because the shade is a little bit warmer for my skin tone. And you can see there's like a glowiness to the skin, so it definitely gives you that healthy glow. I would say it's kind of dewy finish in a way. This is definitely not a matte. I think their Amazonian clay foundation is more of a matte finish because the clay soaks up the oil, but the maracuja oil is more for a hydrating. I think this will be good for dry skin or combination to dry or normal skin people, and as well as mature skin. I think this will be a good foundation. Now the foundation shades, like I said, it's tend to be a bit on the warmer side, so you might have to really just go into the store and test it out or get a sample and try it out to match you, or you can just get 2 bottles and mix it, or you can mix this with a lighter foundation of your choice, either way, to, you know, or darker foundation, either way. I would say it's sort of on the warmer side. Yeah, definitely I can tell a little bit, but I guess this will be great to add some warmth to the face, and it's a really nice healthy glow, so I think it will be good for the winter time when my skin is a lot drier. I didn't really like the texture at first because I thought it was kind of it's a bit thicker and dense, but once I put it on, I don't really feel I'm wearing anything, which is good, because sometimes, you know, heavier foundation can result in, you know, like heavier look and cakiness, and also heavier feel on the skin. But this, I don't really feel like I'm wearing anything, so that's a plus. That's good, and it gives a really nice look to the skin. Makes my skin look like, especially the cheek area, this area where I don't have any really blemishes, anything, looks really nice. So if you have combination to oily, I don't think this will be good for oily skin people, but if you have combination to oily skin, use a primer underneath, or set it with a mattifying powder, then you're good to go. I really like how I set this foundation with the powder, and I like how it wears throughout the day without the powder, because it didn't really make certain areas like more oily. It actually just looks better throughout the day with more hours of wear, which is kind of interesting, because initially when I put this on, I didn't really like it that much, because the amount of glow. And it was summertime when I got this, so it was a bit too much. But I really like how it wears throughout the day. Like by the end of the day, because this says it's a 12-hour wear foundation, and it does last through the whole day. And I noticed that my face, or my skin, at least the skin texture and everything, looks a little bit better by the end of the day versus when I first put it on. Because when I first put it on, I can tell that I'm kind of wearing a little bit of makeup on, because it is sort of like a medium coverage. But let's see if this is buildable. Just want to show you if this is buildable. So I'm going to just squeeze half pump, and I'm going to just dab some of that on certain areas to see if I can cover those spots up with a second go. You can use a concealer brush if you want, if you just want to conceal a certain area, but I'm just gonna use this to kind of like just dab more. I like how this doesn't have a scent, and then Tarte products are paraben free, so that's always really good. And they're, like I said, they use natural ingredients that's good for the skin. So as you can see, I'm just going in with the second layer, and it definitely covered up some of the redness and the stubborn spot, but this is peeking through again. So but Tarte does have some really good concealers. I think they have I don't know, it's the Amazonian Clay concealer or the Maracuja concealer. One of those that comes in the tube that I've tried before, but I found it was a bit too thick for me. But I think it would be good for now, because it would be good to spot conceal these like stubborn spots. But back then my skin wasn't that bad, and I didn't really feel it was necessary to have a thick concealers. So this is second layer. I went in to conceal certain spot areas, and then as you can see, it kind of cover up the blemishes, but the redness is starting to peeking through again, and the scar doesn't really cover up, but it cover up the redness around my nose, definitely, for sure. And then the redness and the spot around my chin area is somewhat covered up. So I would say that, like, if you have really bad red stubborn pronounced pimples, blemishes, then definitely going with a concealer instead of going with the second layer, because this is a more dense, sort of a creamier liquid foundation. But I don't know if you can see, with the second layer it's even more obvious in those little bumps area that you can tell that I'm wearing makeup, so it doesn't look quite as natural. But with just one layer on the good area, like cheek area, where I tend to get dry and patchy in the winter time, looks really good. So like I said, it's good for normal combination to dry skin people, but if you're blemish prone, this might not do all the work for you. You have to use a concealer for sure. Other than that, this is not a matte finish, this is not a satin finish. It definitely gives you that healthy glow, so I would say this is sort of a dewy finish. But I still recommend this. I really like this foundation. I like the coverage, the look, the feel. It makes my skin really soft. That's what I noticed. It makes my skin very soft. It's not really sticky, but it makes the skin really soft. And I feel like after I take off the makeup, it's my skin is still really nice and soft. So hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching another foundation demo review video. Hope you enjoy all these foundation demo review series that I'm coming out with. Yeah, I'm just testing out, and I still have a whole bunch of other foundations to review and demonstrate. So yep, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.